Good afternoon, everybody. Still back on the rye trail. I have an older bottle of rye here I've never opened. It's the Rittenhouse Bottled and Bond 100 proof rye whiskey. We know Bottled and Bond was 4 years, same master distiller. So, had to break the seal on it. So this is technically really a neck pour, although I've had this before. It's been some time. But anyway, and it is bottled at Continental Distilling Company, DSP KY31 Bardstown, and then Heaven Hill DSP KY1. That's where it was distilled. It is a 51% mash bill, so 51% rye, which barely makes the rye, 35% corn, and 14% malted barley. So she's just barely over the legal limit for rye, but still she's there. Anyway, 100 proof 4 years, so she should have some, she shouldn't be that rough raw rye. So let's get into it. Oh, the labeling has changed since this bottle was put on the shelf, and I don't know where I got it at, but it looks like an older bottle, and maybe it is, maybe it's not. Let me see, aesthetics wise on the bottle, and what I get in the glass, which has a nice mahogany color actually, with it's fairly small. They're starting to run now. Little legs, thin little legs. Someone said, oh, that's got a nice smell, actually. I think aesthetics on it, I don't know. It's 5, it's just average aesthetics. Nothing special on the aesthetics. But the nose had a nice smell. It's got a good tame sweetness to it. And unlike the last rye, where it come across as a corn sweetness, this one is a corn sweetness. You almost get a little bit of that corn syrup note. But the rye, the grain rye is in there. Spicy. Not very minty. Maybe skews a little bit toward the dill side. The wood is very prominent. You can dig your nose in for 100 proof. I like that spicy note to it. There's ever so much that subtle nuttiness to it. Almost like walnut. But then there's that spice. And I make rye bread. Well, I got a loaf upstairs right now of a sourdough rye bread I made. And you can smell it. It's there between the two. Got almost bready note. All right, nose is pretty good. Mouth is actually watering on the nose. I like the nose. Actually like it pretty well. We'll give the nose a 17. Let's jump into the flavor. A little tingly up front. Very drying on the palate. It's light yet bold in the flavor. It doesn't have a lot of mouthfeel. It's watery in that sense. But it has a lot of bold flavor that comes with it. Again, with a lot of the rye overtones from the rye bread overtones that just come through. Has enough sweetness though to offset all that, so it doesn't totally wash out your palate. And it leaves you with a pleasant aftertaste. Very pleasant aftertaste. This is very rye bread oriented to me. If you've ever had rye breads and you like rye breads, you're gonna, the correlation between this and that is very, even with the corn and the malted barley, the sweetness from those two, the rye still is strong enough there to overpower it. And it's strong enough there to provide a full, flavorful experience. Again, maybe just a slight amount of dill in there. Again, with that woody note. The wood, the barrel wood in this is really nice. Shows up in the form of, I'm going to stick with walnut, like an English walnut background. Dark mahogany, or not mahogany, but molasses. There's a little molasses coming through now. That's part of that corn sweetness thing, but it's like a molasses note following in on the end of it. Good finish. Good light finish, extensive. So for flavor, I like the flavor a lot. I'm going to give it a, the upfront tingliness, but it is my first pour of the last. I didn't do a mini Monday this week, so it's my first pour of, well, since the last week. So it's gonna, my palate's gonna show it reflected. Dry and yet flavorful. I'm gonna stick with the, I think the nose is just 1 point better, 16 on the flavor. The mouthfeel falls off, 1 out of 20 on the mouthfeel. Mouthfeel leaves a little bit to be desired at 12 on the mouthfeel. The finish is good though, I like the finish. Give a 15 on the finish. Value, it's currently sells for $20 to $25, I believe. And I think you're getting a lot for the price on that for $20, $25. You're getting plenty of proof, you're getting plenty of thing. I think value on this is still pretty high for what it is and what you're getting. I mean, you're not getting an ultra premium rye, but you're also not paying ultra premium rye prices. You gotta take that into account. Value's good, 7. So, this is good. Let's total this thing up real quick. Normally I don't like a real drying whiskey, but this one isn't so bad because it leaves a lot of flavor as it dissipates. Wow, is that right? That's higher than I thought it would be. 5 plus 17 plus 16 plus 12 plus 15 plus 7, 72. Now it's, I ain't gonna say nothing bad about that. I don't know where the other ones went. It's overall, it's a, if it had a little better packaging, gain a couple more points just off the aesthetics if the packaging was a little better. I mean, there may be some people that this is really, but I don't like the black with all that. Just to me, that's. But I understand it's also a brand thing now. It's been carried on for a while. So what else are you going to do? It makes this recognizable as a Rittenhouse Rye. So, I mean, that is their form of packaging. Just because I don't like it don't mean you won't. So you might find the packaging a 7 or an 8, which make it a, what is it said that thing was? 72, I thought. So a 7 or an 8 would bring it up to 75, 76. Well, I got that wrote down there. I don't even know what I wrote. I'm losing my mind. I gotta do this one more time, you'd think. Never mind. Just roll with it. And the wateriness kills it too. If it was not quite as watery, it might be different. Yeah, it's a 72. So add 2 or 3 points for aesthetics if you like the aesthetics more than I do, and you're going to have a 75. You know, if you like your whiskey a little more watery than I do, or a little more dry finishing, you might give it a little higher score. But for me, 72 is right where she rests. So remember, the sprigging glass ain't running from you. Take your time, sip, and enjoy it. You'll be better for it as we will. Everyone have a wonderful day, please. I'll talk to you later.